Thank you, April 2025 channel members. Welcome everyone to BFB and TPOT, but the votes are their digits averaged. For this alternate elimination order, I will add together each digit of a contestant's vote count and divide the sum by how many digits there are, and whoever has the highest, or later lowest, is eliminated. If there is a tie, whoever was closer to elimination originally is out. As an example, if a contestant originally had 2,763 votes, their score would be 18 divided by 4, or 4.5. In BFB 1, lightning forgot to fly, so Ions ended up being unable to retrieve a basket this time. Only the new totals after averaging will be shown. Flower has a higher average than Pencil, which means she is the first boot while Pencil takes her place for vote purposes. Beep was pretty dysfunctional this episode if I'm being honest, and the blame mostly falls on Leafy. Even when her vote digits are averaged, she is still eliminated by a small difference. Something happens that causes Balmy to partially explode and destroy the swing, although we don't actually get to see what happened. Bracelety ended up tying with Balmy, which means that Bracelety will get out as normal. Deathpack may have successfully prevented death, but they did not prevent their elimination. Pi ended up having a higher average, which results in her getting eliminated. BFB 6 sees our first repeat losers. David gets eliminated early, and Robati is the one who will be replacing him. In BFB 7, the losers lose. As often happens in the alternate elimination orders, Eggy is eliminated and loser takes her place from now on. Better known than that, we're too busy being stuck on the moon to do much of anything this episode. TV is out after averaging the digits, which means that 8-Ball gets to stay instead. Even though Stapy cheated, he is not the one getting out here. Instead, his accomplice Puffball leaves the game. Just like Beep are the first repeat losers, they are also the first three-peat losers. That is, they are the first to lose a third time. Anyways, Rocky had the highest average, which means he's gone. For the rejoin, TV was originally replacing 8-Ball, but with a vote digit average of 8.666 repeating, he rejoins the game. From now on, he will replace Leafy for the purpose of votes. Time for Ions to face their second elimination. This time, Pencil, who is replacing Flower, has the highest vote digit average, which means she is out of here. Fiery Jr. is spared by his comically low vote digit average. In fact, nobody has 1 over 5 this time, but nonetheless, one has to get out, and that would be Bommy. It took long enough, but 8 Names is finally up to lose a member. It ends up being Taka with a VDA of 4.75, coincidentally the same as Bommy the previous episode. In the final pre-split elimination, Spongy is not the one who gets out this time, being spared with a VDA of 4.2. Instead, Gelatin is the one who gets out, tying Nelly with 5.5 but having more votes originally. Split time. Gelatin rejoins after having just gotten eliminated, and Eggy returns too, with everyone who gets eliminated after him moving down 1 spot in terms of their placements. Meanwhile, everyone who switches to TPOT, 40 contestants total, ties for 15th place. The way replacements occurred also means the post-split cast is identical to the one from a past video. BFB and TPOT, but the votes are their digits multiplied. Post-split may have started out looking identical to another video I did, but it won't stay that way for long, as TV, who is replacing Leafy, is gone. The have-nots are the ones who follow up in terms of who gets put up for elimination. Despite his popularity at the time, Woody has the lowest VDA, so he will be gone. For the first few episodes of Post-Split, the losing team alternates, and following that pattern, the have-cots lose next. Bubble had the lowest VDA, though it was actually pretty close. Predictably, the losing team swings back to the have-nots. With Fiery gone, there are now 0 Season 1 finalists remaining. A pattern breaks as the have-nots lose for the second time in a row, and in this second time in a row up for voting, it is a finalist, Gelatin, who is out. After 3 episodes, the have-cots lose again, and this time, Balloony will leave, leaving Ruby to replace Leafy in his place. The have-nots are up 1 final time for the last team's elimination of the season. Of the 4 that remain, Blocky, the only one that is not replacing someone else and also the one who normally gets out here, is out. For the first merge elimination, another contestant who is not replacing someone else, Teardrop, has a lower VDA than the rest, causing her to be eliminated. That's a second time in a row. Third time in a row now. Lollipop has the lowest VDA. She is also the last one who is not replacing someone else. BFB 27 is the last elimination with 4 contestants to be up for voting. The VDAs are very lopsided this time, ranging from Dora's 6.75 to Match's dismal 1.2. Spongy replaces Gelatin, Dora replaces Flower, and Ruby replaces Leafy. In a rare occurrence, the VDAs are in the same order as the regular votes. This also means Ruby is out of the game. One of these two move on to the finale, and that one is Eggy because Spongy has a VDA of 3.8 compared to her 5. Now for the finale. With a VDA of 6 compared to Eggy's 3.2, Dora wins BFB. Congratulations to her! Now it's time for TPOT. It has been stated by Satomi that Non-Existy, visualized as a blue square, would have joined had they gotten the most votes. Since they have the highest VDA, that means they join in winner's place. Meanwhile, Clapboard had the second highest VDA, which means they join in place of Price Tag. The first team to lose is Death Pact again, and some of them haven't been up for voting since BFB 5. Remote ended up having the lowest VDA, probably due to having 2 zeros in her vote total. After Teardrop joins, the strongest team on Earth is next, and here we see that Foldy gets to stay in the game in this timeline, replacing Snowball, who has the lowest VDA with 2.4. The first double elimination, and Team 8 will be the first of the 2 teams to lose a member. Donut and Needle tied for the lowest VDA, so since Donut was lower originally, he is out. The S were the other team to lose in this episode. This team also had a tie, but not for last place. Last place was Bottle with a score of 3. Just Not did worse in TPOT 4's challenge, so they lose a member first. Pillow's VDA of 1.75 dooms her to elimination. Death Pact again comes back to the voting place as well, the first team to lose a second time. It's weirdly fitting that the one with a VDA of 2, also being the lowest on the team, also happens to be green. The strongest team on Earth now loses a second time. Here we see Loser fall from having the highest VDA of the bunch all the way to the lowest. Since he is replacing Eggy, there are no replacements here. In contrast, the member to leave Are You OK, the last team to lose, does change. It is Stapy, currently replacing Puffball, who gets out with the same VDA as Loser. The S sees their next repeat loss next, and Clock has the lowest VDA with a score of 2.5. This is not the lowest ever, however, despite the fact that Clock had the least saved votes of any single contestant ever. Just like they are the first to lose a second time, they are also the first to lose for a third time. What pioneers! Anyways, Lai is out by a large margin. In TPOT 8, Book has the lowest VDA out of Just Not. This means Cake will replace her, being the one who normally gets out here. The S also get up for voting for the second time in a row. The lowest VDA here belongs to Ice Cube. Are You OK's elimination in TPOT 9 does not change, as Fries, who is replacing Puffball, has the lowest VDA and Puffball normally leaves here. As for Team 8's, this one also does not change from normal, as Coiny has the lowest VDA, though everyone's on this team is fairly high. Teardrop gets auto-eliminated during TPOT 9, and in TPOT 10, Just Not has an elimination. Clapboard, who replaces Price Tag, has the lowest VDA by quite a bit. TPOT 12 is the last episode before the team swap, and Just Not loses one final time. After Nelly, who replaces Pillow, gets out from having the lowest VDA, there are now only 3 members of Just Not left in the game. The highest placing contestant to get out in the first phase of this version of TPOT happens to be Belle, just like in the real season. New teams have formed. Before any of them lose members, we need to see which Exiters will join. It is Pencil, in Match's place, and Bommy in Roboti's place, who will join, going on Bagged and Cloudier respectively. Pencil replaces Lai, and Bommy replaces Pencil. Speaking of Cloudier, they are the first team to lose a member this phase. Saw, who is replacing Donut, has the lowest VDA out of them all. As for Bagged, it is Tennis Ball who will leave, coincidentally with the same score as Saw. Price Tag had the lowest VDA out of Team 2 in TPOT 14, so since Nickel replaces them, he gets eliminated here. Deathpack yet again are the last team to lose their first member this phase, though as we all know, they more than make up for this fact. Lightning, as Tree, ties with both Pin and Robot Flower, but had less originally. Bagged loses a second time in TPOT 15. By just a little difference, Pen is out. Deathpack yet again loses a second episode in a row, just as Merker finally turns green. This one does not change, and Robot Flower is still out of the game. Does the yet again in Death Pact yet again refer to the fact that they have lost yet again? Fanny has the lowest VDA and is out because of it. For Team 2's second loss, Grassy is the only contestant not replacing someone else on this team. That will remain the case as Robati, who replaces Ice Cube, is out. Nothing changes since Ice Cube already normally leaves in this episode. Cloudier is unique in that they lost 2 members in the same episode. In this timeline, those 2 members are Non-Existy and Fiery Jr. Due to having a higher VDA, Non-Existy places higher of the 2. As this is currently all the further we can continue, I will leave all of you with who is currently replacing who. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on, and I'll see you in the next one.